So I'm actually, I'm gay, so that's really hard in the city manager, kind of deputy city manager aspect. And I came out really late in life. I've had a partner for a long time, and we decided that we were going to do that. So I got some feedback from some of the other managers about how that might be approached. And so my approach really was, when a council member got elected, I would go to them and say, okay, this is really the only time it's going to come up, but I just need you to know this if you don't already know it, and then we move on. And so they helped me kind of do those aspects. I think also in terms of how you approach budgetary things, sometimes that helps to go and talk to somebody else. I think part of it is I'm much more a listener in terms of trying to figure out where people are coming from, because you may not always know the whole story, so you got to listen, but you also got to draw that story back out of them in terms of figuring out really what is their critical issue, especially when you're dealing with the public a lot of times, and even with employees or people that you work with, they may not know what the particular issue is that's bothering them, and so you got to kind of listen and then kind of regurgitate and say, is this really what you're asking, or is this what the issue is for you? Because sometimes people have a hard time vocalizing that. I think we've all experienced that if you've been in the profession since 2010, where everybody had to make some choices. And some of those often were difficult. I'll be honest with me, I didn't have to issue any RIFs in terms of laying people off. We tried to look at other mechanisms to do that, either through attrition. Capital projects tended to take a hit during that time because that's one of the main money sources. Interestingly enough, one thing that we did when I was in Prairie Village during the economic downturn, we actually issued more bonds because there was more people wanting work in terms of contractors. So we issued about $10 million in street improvements, and we thought we got about 15 to 17 million actually in construction, because a lot of construction companies were just trying to keep their employees on staff. And so the competitive bid process was so much better during that downturn. And we were lucky enough to do that. Not every community could do that, but that was one of the things that was really kind of a reversal of what you would think would happen. And that allowed more infrastructure improvements than we probably would have done previously.